At almost every turn Tuesday night, there was drama at the Hemet City Council meeting. Considering the fate of 3 departments, the financially strapped city made one statement towards saving the Hemet Police Department by naming a new chief. During a swearing-in ceremony in front of a standing-room-only crowd, which included officers from many Riverside County cities, Captain Dave Brown was elevated to chief of a department that has been the target of massive budget cuts. Brown becomes one of the youngest chiefs in the city's history and one of the few who grew up in Hemet and who rose through the ranks of the department.
To my department, I could not stand here tonight and accept the challenges of the Office of Chief of Police if I didn't know that the men and women, sworn, civilian, and volunteer, who make up this organization weren't standing right behind me, ready to press on. And so I am honored tonight to be called your chief.
While the swearing-in gave some direction to the future of the police department, the same cannot be said for the Hemet Fire Department or the Refuse Department, which could both be outsourced. Dozens of senior citizens came out to support the Hemet Fire Department, clad in red shirts.
Many multiple times, if not for the prompt and expertise of the men and women of Hemet Fire, some of us might not be here tonight. To them we are grateful, as attested by the petitions that we have here, that our men stay, and our fire department stays. We would have double that if this were wintertime.
But the testiest part of the night came when the council moved to begin the contract negotiations with CR&R to handle the city's refuse. The debate was contentious. The most heated part came between former Mayor Scott Garrett and current Mayor Jerry Franchville.
I'm a little insulted that you would sit there and say that about us when we sat there and actually talked to you. I remember sitting in Starbucks talking to you for a good half an hour to an hour.
Okay, but may I respond?
No. Tommy.
And that's the problem is you make these false assertions and then you
I sat there and talked to you like you asked me to.
I met with you, Scott. You met with
Scott, you met with all of us, and you're going to sit here and
let the truth be known. Let the truth be known, Mayor.
Right.
The truth be known is that I ran into you in the post office. You declined to meet with me, and I happened to run into you in the post office. Still want to.
Garrett, did I meet with you?
The idea is that we need to
sit down. Sit down. Tommy?
You know what? You don't like it. You guys need to listen every time, man. You should be a little bit more people-oriented here.
Later in the night, another former mayor, Pat Herron, also questioned the city's outsourcing decisions.
It's not clear in that area, and I think that needs to be addressed. I think it's unfortunate that prior to starting this, the report does acknowledge that there were not improvements made on a regular basis and that there was not an increase in the refuse rates made on a regular basis. That's unfortunate, but you need to go back and look at that cost. I'm going to be finished right here. As Scott said, that analysis should have been done first. What should we really be paying for trash? And then we could look more objectively at this proposal.
In the end, the council voted unanimously to enter into the negotiations, but not after every member of the council, along with City Manager Brian Nakamura and City Attorney Eric Vell, spoke on the matter.
We're looking at this, and we're going to vote one way or another tonight on this. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. We've met with your reps from SEIU, and no one has ever come up with a solution. They point out a lot of little things that has nothing to do with our general fund deficit. It doesn't help at all. We have to look at all options. When we vote on this, you still have an opportunity to come up with an idea, come up with something besides just saying it's not fair. We're in a really bad position. The whole country is in a bad position, and the whole country is going broke. We don't stand a chance unless we do something drastic. And one of the main things we said when we looked at this was we wanted to ensure our employees had a job. You were not fired the day someone else took over. CR&R was nice enough to say we will retain the workers.
Reporting from Hemet, I'm Louis Hamastoy with the Press Enterprise and PE.com.